Thank you. This is just great. It's so cool that so many past presidents showed up. You know, Frank and Carl and Joe. Stand up and wave. Anybody, if you do not know Joe Cirasolo, stand up, Joe. If you do not know Joe, tonight at the reception, go up and introduce yourself. You'll be a better person for knowing Joe. I know I am. That's true. Don, I mean, Gene White, he's really a big, he's a big person. He's a big man on campus. It's so cool. Mark and Randy, great friends. Sarah, what a wonderful, wonderful colleague you've been. Just a few words about those who spoke before me. From someone who means something in our lives, we should learn something. From Tom Smith, I've learned to be resilient, maintain perspective, and always have a positive attitude. The glass is never half empty with Tom. It's always three quarters full, regardless of circumstance or situation. What a great approach to life, and an approach from which I've learned much. Trent Benishek, as you could just tell, is one of the most articulate, intelligent, and humble individuals I've ever met. Trent is a future Supreme Court Justice, Attorney General, U.S. Senator, President, maybe all of those, and if not, at least an evening news anchor. It's an honor to consider him a friend. From Trent, I've always learned to commit to high-quality work, focus meticulously on the details, and always be overly prepared for anything and everything, while still knowing how to enjoy life and have a good time. Bob Mills is simply class. He is a bright and experienced educational leader who is incredibly gracious and innovative. The ideas and initiatives he's established in Quebec are unbelievable. From Bob, I've learned graciousness, the need to always cultivate relationships with both colleagues and corporate partners, and that we as superintendents have an obligation to continue to search for for innovative and creative ways to enhance student learning and operational outcomes. And I'm so thankful to you for your leadership and your friendship. As we all know, it can be challenging to be the family of a superintendent, and I'm so blessed and lucky. Peter's always been super supportive of me and my work with AASA on behalf of our nation's public school students. You know, for way too long, I looked for someone who was like me rather than someone to compliment me. And when I look around at AASA, at the couples I've gotten to know the past several years, who in addition to loving each other, are still madly and deeply in love with each other, you know, Dan and Lori, Bob and Lisa, David and Terry, Ken and Jane, they all really complement each other and they just fit. And that's what I found. So Peter, I'm thoroughly and humbly thankful for you and our family. I'm also incredibly lucky to have a supportive school board, several of whom are here this evening. You met Board President Kreutzer. We also have board members Mimi Cooper, Bill Dustling, Mark Heineman, and Jim Perkins in attendance. It is absolutely critical to assume this role that you have an experienced, intelligent, empowered, and supportive leadership team. And I have a phenomenal leadership team. I've told them not to talk to any superintendent or search firms tonight because you're not stealing them away. But our associate superintendents and principals are here, and I really thank you and appreciate your leadership and support. We're very fortunate to have many education champions on the staff of AASA, and we have an incredible rock star executive director in Dan. Under Dan's leadership, we have a voice in the public policy discourse in this country. We're in an incredible position financially, and AASA is actively exploring new and innovative ways to engage and connect superintendents. So thank you, Dan, for your leadership. It's really important to me that this year is about changing the world one public school child at a time. It's not a small task, but I fully and completely embrace that. Because I'm confident that with the people in this room and our colleagues across North America, we will be successful in this endeavor. Collectively, we will do this by building and connecting innovative leaders because it is you, our public school students, everyday heroes who are transforming lives and dreams and creating hope for the future of our youth and their families. Many of our colleagues who are among our nation's everyday heroes are taking steps to do just that. Here are a few examples. Superintendent Michael Fulton, where's Michael? wave your hand, Michael. Michael Fulton from the Pattonville School District in Missouri is doing great work to eliminate the achievement gap in his district. Superintendent Dallas Dance from the Baltimore County Public Schools spearheaded the development of an initiative to fundamentally shift how teachers teach and to improve academics, safety, communication, and organizational effectiveness in his district. I had the honor to appoint Dallas to the executive committee last year, and I'll tell you, he's doing fantastic work in Baltimore County. Superintendent Jim Rollins from the Springdale School District in Arkansas is bringing together community and business leaders to ensure all students in Springdale receive relevant, career-focused opportunities. And Mary Jo Hainstock, superintendent from the Vinton-Shellsburg Community School District in Iowa, is doing phenomenal work with her community to provide support to homeless students. Our association is building and connecting innovative leaders like these and many others. From East Coast to West Coast, North to South, AASA members are everyday heroes, changing lives, changing the world. You know, there are many positives in our nation's public schools that should be shouted from the mountaintops. We have the highest graduation rate in the history of our nation at 81%, which is awesome. At the same time, we have some real issues surrounding race, poverty, and economic opportunities, and we need to begin some honest conversations about those subjects. As we've seen numerous times over the course of the past several years, not everyone in this shot at the American dream. Because in many cases, without significant changes, investments, and interventions, they don't. In a recent report released by the Department of Ed, 1 out of every 5 school-aged children in the United States is living below the poverty line. Think about that. 1 in 5 children walking our halls on a daily basis are living in poverty. And childhood poverty rates are on the rise for every racial group. Let us collectively, carefully, and purposefully lead the conversations about the impact of race, poverty, and economic opportunity deserts that exist across this country. Every child in our public schools matter. I know you believe that. Consider the fact, though, that over 2/3 of 9th graders in our country who are in ELL programs were born in the United States, and over half identify English as their primary language. Who are the invisible children in your district in need of an advocate? And will you be the advocate to change the questions being asked in your community? Rather than asking about the number of students in ELL programs and their achievement levels, how about talking about how long should a student be in an ELL program? And how do we provide supports to help them be successful once they exit the program? You are the advocates these children need and deserve, and I know that you're up to the task. At home, Peter and I talk a lot about the need for role models for our children. And I share this story with principals as they embark on the hiring process. As my children, Malaya and Gavin, go to school, will the adults who look like them be in front of classrooms teaching or in halls pushing a broom? We must tirelessly work to ensure our staff is reflective of the students with whom they interact on a daily basis. And that is getting more and more challenging. As the numbers of young people entering the education field dwindles, and the number of minority high school graduates entering education is shrinking even more dramatically. But we have an obligation to put teachers and administrators in front of our students who look like them and who can serve as a role model for them. When we hired Lazaro Lopez as principal in our district 8 years ago or so, I remember walking the halls and overhearing a conversation between 2 freshman boys. The first said, "Man, that new principal looks like us and talks like us. Do you think we could ever be a teacher or a principal?" And the other student replied, "I don't know. I never thought about that before. But if he can do it, why can't we?" What a powerful hallway interaction that was for me to experience. Once we acknowledge that the issues of race, poverty, and access to economic opportunities matter, truly matter in the trajectory of children's dreams and futures, we can take steps to provide even greater access to opportunities for success for every child who walks through our schoolhouse doors on a daily basis. In San Diego at last year's national conference, I talked about the need of superintendents to transcend and lead, much like Bob, Dallas, Michael, Jim and Mary Jo, and all of you are doing. We must move beyond the minutia that can control our day and truly transcend and lead for excellence. Our nation's superintendents, we have a moral obligation to be the voice for the voiceless. We need to celebrate the many, many successes of our public schools, and we need to be honest about our ongoing challenges. I'm confident that with the innovative leaders in this room and our colleagues across North America, we can and will do just that. But we need your commitment and your courage to take on this challenge. Actually, our children, especially our minority children of poverty, need your commitment to give them and their families a shot at earning a living wage and breaking the generational cycle of poverty that exists in so many corners of our great nations. This evening we stand steps from the U.S. Capitol, and today many of you met with your elected representatives and senators to advocate on behalf of America's public school children. Last year, it was the people in this room who partnered with Commissioner Rosenworcel of the FCC to significantly change E-rate for the better. It is my hope that today we did the exact same thing, and you helped millions of America's public school children by a final push to reauthorize ESEA. We heard this morning from leaders of both parties that there's a commitment to get a bill to the president's desk that he will sign. But we cannot let up now. We must go home and continue these next few weeks to advocate with our elected officials. Keep the pressure on. Activate your superintendent network when you get home and ask them, beg them to contact their representatives and senators to reauthorize ESEA now. We've never been closer. We can get this done. In addition, we have to continue sending the message that we've been sending. We need to consistently and strategically share with our policymakers that we need a Department of Ed that focuses less on rules, regulations, and red tape, and more on the children who are walking through our doors every day. That we need policy not shaped by think tank theorizing, but the best interest of children, parents, and staff. That we need to move beyond demagoguery and partisanship for the sake of political gain and authentically connect and engage AASA and other educational leaders for ideas on positioning America's educational system to be the best in the world. A world that we cannot yet imagine lies before us, but I am confident that because of AASA and our members, we will provide the innovative leadership necessary to prepare our students to be incredibly successful in our ever-changing global economy. So this evening started with our kids leading the Pledge of Allegiance, and I thought it might be a nice bookend to my comments to reference them again. Every evening, as Peter and I are helping our kids put on their lotion and their pajamas, I sing a song to them. I'm going to spare you my singing, okay? But the words I sing are, go make a difference, go and make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. I know you can, I know you will. And I say the same thing to everyone in this room. I believe in every one of you. Every one of you. Let's go make a difference. Let's go make it. It's going to take all of us, past presidents and future presidents, friends, family, colleagues, and staff. Come on, let's go change the world. I know we can. I know we will. Thank you.